There are many military assets designed to project power across the globe, but what makes United States aircraft carriers so dominant comes down to how they operate as mobile, self-contained military bases at sea. A single carrier strike group can move across oceans and position itself near critical regions, bringing with it advanced aircraft, missile systems, and layered defenses. But what actually allows these carriers to control entire regions is not just their size or firepower. It's the combination of mobility, air superiority, and the ability to operate independently for extended periods of time. And to understand why U.S. aircraft carriers are considered one of the most powerful tools in modern geopolitics, we need to break down how they work, what capabilities they bring, and how they influence events far beyond the ocean. Let's first understand the basic concept behind an aircraft carrier. At its core, a carrier is a naval vessel designed to serve as a floating air base. Unlike traditional military bases that are fixed in one location, an aircraft carrier can move thousands of kilometers, positioning itself wherever it is needed. This mobility allows it to project air power without relying on foreign bases or local infrastructure. In practical terms, this means a country can deploy military force near a region of interest without requiring permission to use land-based facilities. To give you a clearer picture, imagine a full-scale military airbase, complete with fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and command systems placed on a ship that can sail across the world's oceans. This is essentially what a modern U.S. aircraft carrier represents. And because it can operate in international waters, it provides a level of flexibility and independence that few other military assets can match. Now let's look at the scale of these vessels. A U.S. Nimitz-class or Ford-class aircraft carrier can be over 300 meters long and displace more than 100,000 tons. It carries dozens of aircraft, including fighter jets like the F/A-18 Super Hornet and F-35C, early warning aircraft such as the E-2 Hawkeye, and various helicopters. This air wing allows the carrier to conduct a wide range of operations, from air defense and strike missions to reconnaissance and electronic warfare. But the carrier itself is only part of the equation. To better understand how these systems control entire regions, we need to look at the concept of a carrier strike group. A carrier does not operate alone. It is surrounded by a group of supporting ships, including guided missile destroyers, cruisers, and often a submarine. Each of these vessels has a specific role, from providing missile defense to detecting underwater threats. Together, they form a layered defense system that protects the carrier while extending its reach. To better understand how all of this translates into control, let's break this down step by step. Step 1 is deployment and positioning. Aircraft carriers can travel at speeds of over 30 knots, allowing them to move quickly across large distances. This means they can be positioned near strategic regions in a relatively short amount of time. Once in place, they serve as a forward operating base, capable of launching missions without relying on local support. Step 2 is air superiority. The aircraft on board a carrier can control the skies over a large area. Fighter jets can intercept incoming threats, while surveillance aircraft monitor activity across land and sea. This control of the airspace is critical, as it limits the ability of opposing forces to operate effectively. Without air superiority, ground and naval forces become significantly more vulnerable. Step 3 is power projection. Carriers allow the United States to project military power far beyond its own borders. Aircraft can be launched to strike targets hundreds of kilometers inland, conduct reconnaissance missions, or support allied forces. This capability means that a carrier positioned offshore can influence events deep within a region without needing to deploy ground troops. Step 4 is persistent presence. Unlike land-based operations that may be limited by political agreements or logistical constraints, carriers can remain on station for extended periods. With nuclear-powered propulsion, some carriers can operate for years without refueling, requiring only periodic resupply for food and other materials. This long-term presence allows for continuous monitoring and rapid response to changing situations. Step 5 is deterrence. The presence of a carrier strike group alone can influence decision-making. When a carrier is deployed near a region, it signals both capability and intent. Potential adversaries must consider the risk of escalation, knowing that a powerful and flexible military force is already in position. This deterrent effect can shape outcomes without direct conflict. To better visualize how these factors combine, imagine a scenario where tensions rise in a strategic region. A U.S. aircraft carrier is deployed nearby, bringing with it a full air wing and supporting ships. Surveillance aircraft begin monitoring the area, while fighter jets maintain control of the airspace. At the same time, missile systems on escort ships provide defense against potential threats. Even without engaging in combat, the presence of this force changes the strategic environment, influencing how other actors respond. Another critical factor is coordination and integration. Carrier strike groups are part of a larger network that includes satellites, land-based systems, and allied forces. Information is shared in real time, allowing for coordinated operations across multiple domains. This integration enhances situational awareness and improves the effectiveness of each individual component. There's also the issue of flexibility. Aircraft carriers can support a wide range of missions beyond combat. They can provide humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and evacuation operations. In situations where infrastructure is damaged or unavailable, a carrier can serve as a central hub for coordinating aid and delivering resources. Let's take a closer look at how flight operations actually work on a carrier. Aircraft are launched using catapult systems, which accelerate them to takeoff speed within a short distance. Once airborne, they can carry out their assigned missions before returning to the carrier for landing. Landings are assisted by arresting gear, which rapidly decelerates the aircraft as it touches down. This continuous cycle of launch and recovery allows carriers to maintain a steady flow of operations. To put that into perspective, a carrier can launch and recover dozens of aircraft in a single day, maintaining a constant presence in the air. This operational tempo is what allows carriers to sustain control over a region for extended periods. Another important factor is layered defense. Carrier strike groups are equipped with multiple layers of protection, including advanced radar systems, long-range interceptor missiles, and close-in defense weapons designed to neutralize incoming threats at different stages. This layered approach ensures that even if one line of defense is breached, others remain active to intercept the threat before it reaches the carrier. Beyond missiles, these defenses also include electronic warfare systems that can jam or disrupt enemy targeting systems, as well as decoys designed to mislead incoming weapons. At the same time, escort ships continuously scan for aerial, surface, and underwater threats, creating a defensive perimeter that extends far beyond the carrier itself. This combination of detection, interception, and disruption makes it extremely difficult for any single attack to succeed without facing multiple layers of resistance. There's also the challenge of anti-ship threats. Modern adversaries have developed weapons specifically designed to target carriers, including anti-ship ballistic missiles and submarines. In response, carrier strike groups use a combination of detection systems, electronic warfare, and defensive measures to reduce vulnerability. This ongoing interaction between offense and defense is a key part of maintaining control in contested environments. Finally, let's consider the real-world implications. The presence of a U.S. aircraft carrier is not just about military strength. It directly influences political decisions, alliances, and regional stability. When a carrier strike group moves into a strategic area, it sends a clear signal that the United States has both the capability and the readiness to act if necessary. This can reassure allies who depend on that presence for security, while at the same time forcing potential adversaries to reconsider aggressive actions. In many cases, carriers are used as a first response during crises, arriving before ground forces or long-term deployments are established. This allows decision makers to maintain flexibility, applying pressure or providing support without committing to a full-scale conflict. At the same time, their presence can help enforce no-fly zones, protect vital shipping routes, and ensure freedom of navigation in contested waters. These combined roles make aircraft carriers not just military assets, but strategic tools that shape the balance of power across entire regions. To better understand this, imagine a region experiencing rising tensions. A carrier strike group is deployed to the area, bringing immediate air power and surveillance capabilities. Local forces adjust their strategies, knowing that any escalation could be met with a rapid and coordinated response. Even without direct engagement, the presence of the carrier shapes the outcome by altering the balance of power. So while aircraft carriers are not the only factor in determining regional control, they represent a unique combination of mobility, flexibility, and sustained power projection. Their ability to operate independently, maintain air superiority, and influence events across large distances makes them one of the most powerful tools in modern geopolitics. And as technology continues to evolve, the role of carriers will remain central to how nations project power and maintain influence around the world. We make original videos from scratch, so if you want to see more breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next one.